Hola clase. Today we're going to talk about the verb gustar. Um, and gustar, we typically translate it as to like into English, but literally it means to be pleasing to. And so it's actually better to think of it to be pleasing to, and you'll see why in just a moment. So when we're forming these sentences, the first thing we're going to do is use an indirect object pronoun to talk about the person who likes the thing. So here we have me, te, le, nos, os and les. Remember, we don't have to worry about os. That corresponds to vosotros. Okay? And then we're going to choose one of the two conjugations of gustar, gusta and gustan. Okay? So let's look at when we use gusta first. Notice here we have el helado y la fruta. These are both singular nouns, and we had to include the definite articles, el or la here. This is something we have to do in Spanish. Okay, and then also we have two nouns here, two verbs here, and they're not conjugated. Okay, so we can have one verb or 20 verbs, and it's still going to take gusta. But remember, do not conjugate these verbs. Okay, so here are some examples. I might say, me gusta el helado. I like ice cream, or literally, ice cream is pleasing to me. Le gusta la fruta, and maybe I'm saying he, because le can mean multiple things. So he likes fruit, or fruit is pleasing to him. And nos gusta comer y nadar. We like to eat and swim, or literally, eating and swimming are pleasing to us. Okay, so our next form is gustan. And here are the subjects we would have in order to use gustan. So we have las uvas, los camarones. Both of these are plural nouns. And then we have a list of two nouns here. So we could have a list of two. We could have 20. They could be singular and plural or a combination of both. So these will always take gustan, right? So verbs, no matter how many you have, they're going to take gusta. But if you have more than one noun, it's going to be gustan. So here we have el helado y la pizza. Again, notice that the definite articles are there. And again, we could do some examples. Nos gustan las uvas. We like grapes, or grapes are pleasing to us. Te gustan los camarones. You like shrimp. Shrimp are pleasing to you. Me gustan el helado y la pizza. So I like ice cream and pizza, or literally ice cream and pizza are pleasing to me. Now, what's happening here is the things that are liked, and this is why it's important to think of it as to be pleasing to, or it will help you, hopefully, is that this is your subject. These things that are liked are your subjects, right? They're controlling the verb. And that's what we think about in English and in Spanish as well, is subject and verb have to match up. So these are what are controlling the verb. And then the person who likes something, or the people who like something, they're the objects. Okay, so that's why we're saying me gusta el helado literally means ice cream is pleasing to me, right? If you think of it as I like ice cream, then a lot of times students will confuse this is the subject and try to make gustar match up, okay? But remember, this is the subject over here. These sentences are backwards. If you would like to say you don't like something, you're just going to put no in front of your indirect object pronoun. So, no me gusta el helado. Okay, so let's take a look at some other things that we can add. We can talk about how much or how little we like something. We can use mucho, poco, or para nada. So, me gusta mucho correr. I like to run a lot. No le gustan sus clases para nada. He doesn't like his classes at all. Okay. And if we want to specify who likes something, you're going to use a before the name or the pronoun. And typically we only do this with le or les to clarify who it is we're talking about, because le could refer to him, her, or usted, right? The formal you. Les can refer to ellos, ellas, so both of the they pronouns, and ustedes, so you all. So we might say, a Marta le gusta cocinar. Marta likes to cook. So we're clarifying who this le refers to. Now, if it happened to be les gusta cocinar, we would have to say like a Marta y a Juan right? So the a would go in front of each name. Okay, now we do have a couple of pronouns that are different than your subject pronouns. So we will use a ellos, a ellas, a ustedes, a nosotros, all that sort of stuff. But with me, we use a mí. Notice the accent mark. And with te, we use a ti. Notice there's no accent mark with that one. And in these cases, they are placed there for emphasis. Okay. Le or les, they're for clarification typically. A mí or a ti are for emphasis. Any activities that you do online, they may use those just to try to get you to know which pronoun to use. But typically, people won't use these unless they're really trying to make a point. So most people would like to say, no me gusta estudiar, right? Or te gusta el café. Okay, so I have an activity here. What I want you to do is complete the questions by using me, te, le, nos, or les. There should be clues throughout here to let you know which pronoun to use. So go ahead and pause this. There's a second page, and then I'm going to do a reveal. So here you go. Okay, so clase número uno, it's going to be te because of a ti. And then número dos is also going to be te. Okay. Número tres, me, because of a mí. Cuatro, me as well. Número cinco, le, because of a usted. Número seis, le as well. Okay, so here's the second page. Pause this and go ahead and fill in me, te, le, nos, or les. Okay, so clase, número siete is going to be me because of a mí. And ocho is also going to be me. Número nueve, les. Okay, because of ustedes. And número 10, nos, because of nosotros. And you may have noticed this verb here, encanta. This is the verb encantar, and it is conjugated just like gustar. So you would use encanta or encantan in the same situations. And this is what we use when we're talking about loving something in the case of objects. So in Spanish, we don't really say, I love pizza, for example. We don't use the word love that we would use with people. We use encantar. Okay, so let's talk about how we use gustar with questions. If we want to ask someone what he or she likes, informally, we're going to ask te gusta or te gustan, depending on what we're asking about. So for example, I could ask you, te gusta correr? And you could say, sí me gusta correr. Or no, no me gusta correr. Okay? If you ask your instructor, you were going to use le gusta or le gustan. Remember, this is the formal form. ¿Le gusta la clase? And I might say, sí, me gusta la clase. So there's no having to flip subject and verb or any of that stuff that we've done before. You really just have the same sentence format as you did with just a regular sentence. Okay, so we'll practice a couple of these questions. So if you need to pause in between here, feel free to do so. So I might ask you, ¿te gustan los conciertos? Right? We use gustan because of los conciertos, it's plural. And you might respond, sí me gustan los conciertos. Or no, no me gustan los conciertos. Okay, here's another one. ¿Te gusta la clase de español? Right? Do you like Spanish class? Again, gusta is matching up with la clase. Sí, me gusta mucho. You're not allowed to say no, no me gusta. Okay, so clase, that's all I have for you today with the verb gustar. So I make sure you look back at 90, 91 and complete the activities on My Spanish Lab.